Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be with y'all today, and I hope you're having a good day. Good to see you, REM Legend. Good to see you, Brayard. Good to see you, Bedrocks. Good to see you, Tantalus. Good to see you, Beer Fox. And REM Legend, congratulations. You have won the crown of Firstendom this day. It is the crown of more sleepiness. I think you won it last week as well, but there's two characters in this, so there's two crowns. Anyway, that's my excuse. Anyway, good to see you, Bad Roxy. I hope you're feeling better soon. And Tantalus, know of my prayers. Lord, guide him in this test with all wisdom and grace. You're gonna do great. You're busy on well, that's a don't worry about it, Beer Fox, because we played Kingdom Hearts last week too. So you did not miss all of the Heroes of Might and Magic. In fact, I think you saw all two of them. They just wasn't working out. But thank you for the 7 stream streak there, Tantalus. Anyway, today, well, did I do anything fun over the weekend? I went to the Christmas market. That was fun. Nice and Christmassy themed. Although no snow yet. No snow here in the city. But it's cold. It's dang cold. But anyway, we're going to be continuing our adventures in Dream Drop Distance. So let's go ahead. Let's dive on into it. Okay, the transition did not want to load there. Kyle's in New York this weekend. Hey, it's all good. Busy with a friend. Anyway, we were gonna go fight a clock, I think. You got some snow, but it didn't stick. You got the water heater installed. Hey, that's great news.
Is she going to be all right?
Still game fighting clock? Yeah, but this is the city of clocks, so like...
I'm fine. Thanks to
And then we get to fight with a clock.
Quasimodo, where did the creature go?
It's up there.
I feel like a lot of plot just happened.
Right.
And we just happened to be near it.
Wait, I'll go with you.
Thanks, but stay with her. Quasimodo, did your heart have the answer?
I mean, I don't know if Paris is the city of clocks, but they call it the city of clocks, but in French. Which I forget how they say it. Oh, you can't see it. It's right behind me. La Cité des Franchaises.
Well,
Hey,
I
love.
guess you three got this covered.
It was a walk in the park.
How would you know? You don't have any legs.
Yeah, but... Oh, give me a break. It's just a figure of speech.
Both of you pipe down and get ready, because here
Oh,
comes
stage
some
production of Hunchback sounds like fun.
Yeehaw!
It's up there.
Yeah! Hut.
Yes, let it burn. The flames will consume everything.
Perfectly well-adjusted thing to say.
You see? This is the power that has been granted to me.
I see a sad old man with a dark heart.
Again, you are wrong.
Where's your
Now
hat?
You will be judged just like the rest.
What kind of judge doesn't have a hat?
Judgment is mine.
AKA, we needed him to have his canonical death scene as in the movie, but we can't have Riku push
Your
him over
answer.
the edge.
Why are you here?
Your best friend is never far. So sad. The cost of yielding to the darkness.
You could write a book about that.
But I embrace the darkness. And unless you hurry up and learn to do the same, your story will end just like his.
I walked the road to dawn.
Still afraid of the dark, I see.
Later, nerds. Hey, you know that plot point about Riku fighting the darkness and conquering it
Thinks
and
I'm
coming to
afraid of
terms
the
and
dark?
understanding it? Yeah, what if we just
No.
did that again?
Not while I have the Keyblade. It will guide me to the light.
Oh yeah, there's a monster here. The story here feels very disconnected to what's going on. I once got this boss down to like a sliver of its health and then dropped. It was very disappointing. But what if secretly Sonic game? Hey, Darth. I do really like the spike track, though. Really need to get Cure at some point for Riku. Oh, Riku. This is Riku, right? Yes, this is Riku. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but... Oh well, we live here now. Yes, this yellow blur is Riku. No, this is Patrick. You weren't my mod. Oh, it's a summary of Kingdom Hearts.
Master Frollo, he made me live inside the bell tower, but the real walls were the ones I built around my heart. You helped me see that, Riku.
All yellow blurs are Riku.
I
So
was
Supersonic is Riku?
speaking from personal experience.
I'd say you still keep a lot locked inside.
Have you thought about
We all
therapy?
do that sometimes. There are just some things we need to keep separate from the world at large. At least until we have time to figure them out.
No, I'm saying Riku should consider it.
I know the road my heart walks.
Random one from Blake gave you a keyboard. Oh man, all I got was a sword and the kingship of England. Hey, therapy is a good thing. If you think you need to go, it's a good thing to go to. Let's go to the grid, which is not therapy, but is fun. Rude! You jerks! I'm just trying to go to school. Why was the grid a sphere? Next question. You go to therapy because of MTG. Either you are playing against too much Cyclonic Rift or you are playing too much Cyclonic Rift.
My clothes. Is this world special? A Dream Eater! No. Let's see how this plays out.
You're very calm for a giant floaty thing approaching you.
Another stray.
This world is very special. This world is a great music video. Oh, you play decks that are better. Well, swap decks with your friends.
Are you a prisoner?
Hi, weirdly photorealistic
It
Sam.
looks that way.
Name's Sam.
I'm Riku. Where are we, Sam?
You maintain for honest and isekai? No, because they can leave. Plus, it doesn't come from the isekai region of Japan, so it's really just a sparkling world change anime.
You're in luck. Only a precious few are granted light cycle battle privileges.
Why are you so photorealistic? But not good.
You gonna explain why it's
This
so
looks
lucky?
so weird on, like, that face looks
I'll
so
show
weird
you.
on the 3DS.
How
You
hard
want
can it
Truck
be?
Goon to change your life. Notice me, Truck Senpai! I think a light cycle would be awesome. Especially the legacy version. Like, don't get me wrong, the original version, classic design. But the Lexi, they cooked with that. Oh, what was all the Tron video game from the early 2000s? That design was also really cool. Pew 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 pew. Tron 2.0, yeah! The design in that one looked really cool. I never played it, but I remember seeing it in magazines. Get dunked on, nerds. I will shoot at you. I will go pew 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 pew. It's on Steam for like $5. Well, I'll have to pick it up at some point. But not this month, because this month all money goes to Christmas shopping. How much of Kingdom Hearts is just a pew pew auto scroller? Very little. But not an insignificant amount. You work 14-hour days post Christmas shopping. Ooh. Most of the mini games are pew-pewy. Well, yeah. That's why I said not all of it, but a surprising amount. Bug. This would make more sense had we dropped here as Sora first. Because you fight this bug in the drop on Sora's side, I'm pretty sure. This thing has a lot of health, but also not a lot, because our shots do quite a bit. Pew 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 pew.
I think I've had enough entertainment for one day.
Of course it's a heart.
Riku! You made it. You escaped from the games.
Yeah.
I know a way off the grid. Wanna come with?
No. You go ahead. Wait, what's the way out?
Through the portal.
Portal?
Portals?
Yeah. It's like a gate that opened when I came here. Once I'm back in the real world, I can delete Clue. And then my dad will be able to come home.
Your dad?
He vanished 20 years ago when he came here to the grid. But because he needed to protect his disc from Clue, he went into hiding. He's been trapped there ever since. But I'm gonna change that.
Are you?
I see. Sam, you mind if I go with you after all? To the portal?
Sure.
No,
I'll
I
take
haven't
what
played
I'd like to
Legend of
get.
Dragoon. It's on the list somewhere.
But first there's somebody I need to meet. He's in the city.
Yeah, Sam is very calm about this. Hey, code break this thing is ridiculously easy. It was all touch-based. Are all the world's entire universes? Yes.
I tried to get back, but I couldn't get to the portal. It uses massive power and it can't stay open forever. And like a safe, it can only be opened from the outside. It closed on me, Sam. That's why I never came home.
So the portal, it activated when I came in. So it's open now.
Not for long. Only 1 millicycle. About 8 hours.
So we go now. We go home. We make a run for it. We get you
Sam,
out of here.
Don't rush.
What do you mean, don't rush? The portal's gonna close.
My disc is everything, Sam. It's the master key. The golden ticket. The way out. And not just for me.
What do you mean?
Our worlds are more connected than anyone knows. Clue figures if I can be in...
He can be out?
With my disc, it's possible.
And
Yeah, we'll make a 3rd movie and it's gonna be terrible.
Game over. The guy doesn't dig imperfection. What's more imperfect than our world? I can't let that happen. I won't.
So what do we do? Nothing?
It's amazing how productive doing nothing can be. Clue is planning something. We've known that for a while. It's his game now. The only way to win is not to play.
Yeah, well, that's a hell of a way to live.
But it is a way. Sometimes life has a way of moving you past things like wants and hopes.
That's great, Dad. Keep telling yourself that.
Good night, Sam.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Leto movie either, but that's reason enough not to watch it. Also, Hoi Bree, I'm sorry Meep didn't trigger for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. However, if you do look under emotes, even if you are a follower, you'll see new things. Scam! I'm sorry! Sometimes Meep just decides he doesn't want to show up and work. Which, you know, we all feel that way sometimes. Where's the black one? I only had so many spots. Rose Meep is paywalled? Yeah, it's rare. And I only have so many follower emote spots. Yeah, I think Triggerfire's acting up. That's the website that activates the Meep Morphs. Let's see, I just re-logged into the website. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up... Okay, chat, what are we naming this? What are we naming this weird snake thing? I'm gonna have to look into this after stream, because it's just not working right now. Snack? Snack? Hello. You appear to be sharing the brain cell today. Snack. Snack. Change party. Add snack. We'll have snake and bat. Snack. Bat, where are you? Where are you going? It has legs. Okay, ooh, Komori Bat, which is named Bat Bat, has quite a few options here. Confusion Block, Magic Boost. Magic Boost could be pretty good. Magic Haste, pretty good. Yeah, maybe we will take... Magic Haste seems pretty good. And we want to start working down this way, so we'll take Drain Drive. Drain Dive. Lizard. Lizard. HP boost, sleep block, combo plus, that's pretty good. Time bomb. Still no cure, but we'll find a friendo with cure at some point. We know we have one because Sora has it.
Sorry.
Ah, dang it. The hacking went away. I wanna do the hacking. I am in fact a little underleveled actually to be here, but that's okay. Hacking. So on the 3DS, the words would show up and you had to put the correct words together. Just level up, 5 head. Oh, well, you know. What was I thinking? No, okay, I wasn't actually paying attention. Wee. These rails actually make it hard because I keep auto-locking onto them. Is the code based on a programming language? Yeah, the coding language of Fictionium. Nah, it just it looks. It just looks hackerish.
Take this! Yeah! 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 Ha! Yeah! 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 Ha! Yeah! 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 Take this! Yeah! 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 Ha!
Okay, good. I just want to make sure we got all the treasure chests.
Yeah! Ha! Ha!
Slow motion go up.
Ha! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Orb. And slow motion go down.
Kill some time till I get back.
You have like an iPad or something?
Glad I get to fight more than boredom.
Drip! Hit! Yeah! Ha! Yeah!
Yeah.
Be on our side.
Yeah! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
But yeah, the 3DS version, where it's like switch target, you'd have to hit switch and target separately, if that makes sense. Excuse me, I'm trying to hack this snail. Sounds like a band name, Hack the Snail. The spirits have HP. We'll turn back to dream pieces. No, I don't want that. Where's our no. Okay, flow motion. Thank you. This ability is like Riku's best ability in the entire game, because it gives him good attack bonus and good mobility. Look at him spin.
What? Sam!
Who's this?
I'm Riku. Sam and I were on our way to
I'd
the
really
portal.
love to make a coat like Jeff Bridges there.
Come with us.
The underglow.
Where are we headed?
The portal.
I've been working on a Tron disc, but I keep shorting out one of the
There's
circuits.
in the underground docks.
Keeps going up in a puff of smoke.
Your disc. Dad. It's gone.
It is. She's stable.
We have to go back. Clue will use it to reach the outside world. I can stop him from destroying it if you just let me do this.
You've done enough already.
So what do we do now?
I don't know. Nothing. We do nothing. Be still. Wait.
I mean, it is Advent, so that's appropriate, but...
We can hop a solar sailor. A full-on sprint to the portal.
That's not doing
We can beat
nothing.
Clue there.
That's doing quite a bit of things.
Let's get her out of here.
I saw a treasure chest, though. Where did I see that treasure chest? Are you coming, Snack? Do you want to join the fight today? General? Got little legs. You two got little legs. Okay, moving spark, moving spark. Some AoE damage. Treasure chest.
Yeah.
Why was Kingdom Hearts split over so many consoles? Because production time took forever. Also, or are you referring to like why they did? I think most handhelds are Nintendo, and I think they were just trying to diversify their audience. Plus, Hand that made the first 2 DS games, or yeah, the DS. Sorry, Chain of Memories, and then the DS one, and then Coded. Anyway, Hand was making. They outsourced. And then they realized they had fans that would buy it regardless of what console it was on. Went, haha! Money! No, I'm trying to hack. No, I'm trying to hack the thing. Ah! No. Why is this so difficult? Like, you see the purple showing up, and then it's like, never mind. Oh, that was way harder than it had any reason to be. Whoosh. No, I said whoosh. What? Why can't I open that door?
Yeah.
Counter aura. No. Hack. Hack. Thank you. Ah, pressing the wrong button. Yeah, I love being stun locked. Yeah, we're a super hacker chat. Look at that. PS4 is telling me so. For that? Are we still in combat? We're still in combat with someone. Weird. Do. Tira Gravira is cool. Fyra, we already have Fyra. Defense boost is pretty big though, because he's kind of squishy. He's much more of a glass cannon than Sora is. I love these turrets so much. They're adding so much to the gameplay. Well, that's one way to get rid of a wall. I love being unlocked! It's my favorite thing in action video games, not getting to play. Sure, board the Solar Sailor. Such nice design.
Is she gonna make it?
I don't know.
But didn't you write her code?
Some of it. But the rest is just beyond me.
She's an ISO.
ISO?
A whole new life form. Korra is the last ISO.
I thought
And you
ISO was a
created them?
format.
They manifested like a flame. They weren't really from anywhere. The conditions were right, and they came into being. For centuries, we've dreamed of a pure existence beyond our own. I found them in here, like flowers in a wasteland. They were spectacular. Everything I'd hoped to find in the system. Control, order, perfection. None of it meant a thing. The ISOs, they were going to be my gift to the world. There, good as new. It's going to take a while for our system to reboot.
So what happened to your gift?
Clue happened. He was built to create the perfect system, but endless potential can never, ever be fully realized. Clue saw the ISOs as an imperfection, so he destroyed them.
He screwed up.
No, he's me. I screwed it up. Chasing after perfection, chasing after what was right in front of me. Right in front of me.
Like your kids?
Look too hard for one thing, and you miss everything else. And then, the people around you get hurt in the process. Like Xehanort, his single-minded thirst for answers created Ansem. We all have a little of that curiosity in us. So if we're not careful, any one of us could create an Ansem.
I don't think any one of us could create
Great.
an Ansem. I think
They found
Ansem is
us.
kind of a unique
We've been put on a new
beast
course.
unto himself. Given that he's created intentionally and, you know, Xehanort is not exactly a everyday person.
Goodbye.
Korra!
No, wait!
Once again, I feel like there's a lot of plot happening, and I'm only
She's removing
allowed to
herself
watch
from the
some of it.
equation.
We can't just let her go.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig.
No. Hold on, Sam. What about getting you to the portal? You shut them down from the outside.
But Korra comes first. And we still have to get back your disc.
Sam, if you chase two rabbits, you won't catch either.
If this is a father-son thing, I won't butt in. But we should probably get back that disc at least, before Clue uses it to destroy the outside world. Come on, Sam.
Right. Meet me on the flight deck, and get us some wheels.
Wheels? What's your plan?
I'm a user. I'll improvise.
You know, out of
Riku,
context.
I gotta save Korra, too.
I know. We will.
The dish should be somewhere on the throne ship. I saw it dock here earlier. Over there.
All right.
Kevin has redeemed a father joke. You know, I was saying, what programs, security programs. Ooh, you're not heartless, and you're not dream eaters. Anyway, you know, it's hard living in a big city and meeting people. So I was trying to organize a hide and seek league. I thought it'd be a fun and kind of chill way to meet new people. But you know, it turns out that good players are hard to find. That's the wrong button. I rearranged my soundboard recently. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Peeps to who? No, get back here. Oh, I didn't change my keyblade. I just realized. I do like that they made a different version of each for the Tron world. Sounded right to you. I want to talk to your audio specialist doctor about that. Also, do I know any long father jokes? Well, the great thing is with the True Feg Food, you can turn anything into a long joke. I know of a guy online, I watched parts of the highlights of it. He told a horse why the long face joke, but it took him 45 minutes to tell the joke. But I do love that when you attack with this Keyblade, it makes a bell sound. Bing, bang, bong. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little nap now. Bye. Drop decelerators are really good. Attack gain's pretty good. Use aerial recovery for Sora.
Yeah, yeah, ha. Hey, yeah, yeah, ha. Yeah, hey, yeah. Hey, ha. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Oh right, one of our friends here is named Mahaha after the French.
Yeah, yeah, ha. Hey, yeah, ha.
Okay, let's... Okay. Let's take a look at Sora's spirits really quickly. Kiora. Take it. Asuna. Dark Screen, Drain Dive, Zero Gravity. Let's get a... Let's do Drain Dive because it opens up more of the board. Alright, Sora, where are we headed? I don't remember what we were up to on your side of the story.
Hey, yeah, ha! Ha, yeah, hey, yeah! Ha, hey, ha, hey, yeah! Yeah, hey, yeah! Yeah, yeah, ha! Hey, ha, yeah! Hey, yeah! Yeah, yeah, ha! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, ha! Hey, ha, yeah! Yeah, ha, ha! Yeah, hey, ha! Yeah, hey, yeah! Oh. Yeah, yeah, ha! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Oh, right, the bat's named Rouge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah,
Because
hey!
Rouge the bat.
Oh, ha, hey, yeah, ha!
I forget if there's a hedgehog-like one, but if there is, it's getting named Sonic.
Hey, yeah, yeah! Hey, yeah, yeah! Hey, ha, yeah!
Oh, that just destroyed my drop rate. We just went from 0.6 to 0.9. Sure, I was thinking I was getting something interesting in that item. Nope. Turns out I was just suffering.
Hey, yeah, ha! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Ha, ha, yeah! Oh! Hey, hey, yeah! Yeah, ha!
Ah, yes, the deer is named Peachoni.
Ha, yeah, ha! Yeah, ha, ha! Oh. Hey, ha, ha! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, hey! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Peachoni loves Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, yeah! Yeah, ha, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Hey, hey, yeah! Hey,
Yeah, the problem with Peghoot and streaming is that, like, I'm gonna get distracted, and then I'm gonna forget where I was in the joke, and also what the joke even was. Excuse me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's sneakiness.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, hey, yeah.
This is actually legitimately pretty dark for a Kingdom Hearts game. These pile of bones in the catacombs here. Although I do like the full skeleton that's just like chilling. I hear the Paris catacombs are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what?
Ha, yeah, ha. Free pass. There.
Entire society's living down in catacombs from what I hear.
Yeah, ha.
Movie theaters and all.
Hey, yeah, ha.
I believe it, but I'm also suspicious.
Ha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's that much space down there.
Yeah, hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Ha, hey, ha.
Of course, if you believe the Heterodyne stories, there are multiple civilizations living down there.
Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, ha.
Well, I've not been, so I can't really comment, I guess.
Fine. Yeah, hey, yeah. 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 Hey, yeah. Heal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
I'm going to do something I don't think I've ever done. No, that's not true.
Yes.
I have used a Drop Me Not one other time. And that's when the first time I fought the final boss. Nope. Command deck. That long as I have read Les Mis, actually. I have read a version from 1885 that was unabridged.
Yeah, yeah, ha.
Which got complicated because it spoke in multiple languages that I do not speak.
Yeah, hey,
So I kind of picked some portions up in context.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, ha. Yeah, hey, ha, ha. Ha, hey,
Okay, I don't know why I couldn't go
ha,
zippy swooping around there.
hey, ha, ha. Yeah,
I don't know why the special thing stops working around here.
heal. Ha. Ha. Yeah, hey, yeah.
It's also been a hot minute since I've read Les Mis. I read that in the novitiate.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, ha, yeah. Hey, yeah. Yeah, ha, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, ha. Yeah. Fine. Ha. Ha ha.
Sorry, you're destroying UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Well, you got a fire windmill, so I guess that's actually pretty okay. So here's a great example of why this game is sometimes poorly designed. Hey! Kelly Sheriff, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I'm supposed to go this way, but I can also just zoop on up this way. Climbing puzzles? Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ha, hey, ja. Yeah, ha, ha. Ha, hey,
Rude, rude,
ha.
rude.
Yeah, yeah. Ha, ha. Freeze. Hey. Fine.
Rude!
Yeah. Back off. Hey. Ha, ja. Heal. Freeze. Yeah. Hey. Ha.
Lurking, well, the black parade. Lurking with the black parade jump scare. What's the matter? You don't like the singular starting note from the Black Parade?
Hey, hey, ha. Ja, ja, ja. Yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah.
It's just one note.
Ha.
It awakens the sleeper agent in you. That's the fun of it. You guys knew Bree was secretly an emo kid.
Yeah.
I'm glad I turned it down though. It was a little louder.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah, yeah, ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah, hey, ja. Yeah. Fine.
Did I accidentally find the Court of Miracles? What's up, Esmeralda?
Quasimodo? What are you doing here?
Phoebus and I came to warn you. Frollo's on his way.
Take what you can and flee.
Well done, Captain Phoebus. Thankfully, you are every bit as predictable as I had hoped. Dear Quasimodo, I always knew you would someday be of use to me. I have you at last, you witch. There'll be a bonfire in the square.
No.
Man, what's with women in
Please,
Kingdom
Master.
Hearts? Like, they get their wrist grabbed and that's it. They can't do anything.
Frollo, I won't let you do this.
Oh, Frollo is given into the darkness. Which, you know, thinking about it, I guess Kingdom Hearts would really struggle to have a good tragic villain.
No.
Like the way they present
Quasimodo?
light and dark and the powers therein.
Esmeralda! Phoebus! He's taking her to a bonfire in the square. I gotta hurry. Esmeralda!
Hainer, Pets, Olets! Technically a different voice actor, but yeah,
Way to
the vibe's
go,
the
Quasi.
same.
Sanctuary!
It's a lot less empty with an empty courtyard. Yeah, but you have to remember this was on the 3DS. The 3DS could maybe have 7 sprites. Like, the flagship Pokemon game, X and Y, was recommended to not even be run in the 3D mode because it slows down the system. Okay, the real tragic villain was the friends we made along the way. And by that, I mean Tidus. Tidus is a good tragic character. Not a villain, but definitely tragic. Dreams you rarely see crowds? Well, I rarely see my dreams, so... Oh, come on! He canceled my heal at just the right moment. Okay, but one of my friends healed me. They're better friends than Donald. Also, good to see Infinite Metal. Hope you're doing well. I love that portion of the song. Like, just this beautiful rising action. Very sweeping.
I should have known you'd risk your life to save that gypsy witch. Just as your own mother died in her pitiful attempt to save you.
What?
Now, I'm going to do what I should have done 20 years ago.
Hold on! Hold on!
And he shall smite the wicked and plunge them into the fiery pit forever!
Yeah, that doesn't mean... Okay, real talk. First of all, it's a misappropriation of scripture. But that doesn't mean that you get to smite them. It means that God will smite them.
Quasimodo!
It's a very important difference.
No!
Yeah, God did smote the wicked in this case, I guess. I don't know about that exact language, Infinite Metal, but I don't have the whole of the Bible memorized, so. Does fellow care about scriptural accuracy? I mean, true. I mean, he's a canonically, he's a judge. He's not a cleric, so... Although you could tell that they almost wanted to make him a cleric, but...
Quasimodo, you can't let your heart be... I know. I can't blame Frollo for putting walls around me. It wasn't the walls that were holding me back.
Yeah, he was in the novel. You can tell that they were like skirting the edge and making the movie, but they were like, that might cause a little too much controversy.
Really see what's out there.
But they do have an archdeacon. But not the opera. Okay.
All that time, Quasimodo let himself be trapped inside the nightmares Frollo gave him.
Hypocrite. You are the one who has made your heart a prison.
You again! What are you talking about?
Even if you are not the prisoner.
Huh?
His heart's not a prison, it's a hospital. What are you talking about, Kingdom Hearts, in one sentence? Hey, listen, first of all.
My heart's a prison?
Yeah, Disney makes all sorts of changes, like making Hamlet a lion. This is a summary of Birth by Sleep.
Hey, Axel. You haven't forgotten.
Hmm? What?
You made us a promise.
I did?
That you'd always be there. To bring us back.
Yeah.
Got it memorized?
Best friends forever.
Yeah, that's the generic, the deeply generic.
Where? What happened to me? Roxas. That's me. Dylan. Alias. Evan. Yenzo.
No, my gangster tattoos are gone.
We're people again. But only the ones who joined the organization here. I guess Xehanort doesn't count. But where are Braig and... Aiza?
Yep. Summary of 358 over 2 days. Look, the best thing they did for Genie of the Lamp is making him cast by Robin Williams. He did a great job in that role. That movie is awesome. Just a lot. Yeah, I mean, really, it's really just like name only, but I'm okay with it because it's a fun movie. I didn't know Frollo was a priest in the original. That makes sense. Sort of. Culturally, there's still some weirdness with that. But anyway. Rotida. Happy feast day of the Immaculate Conception. Actually, solemnity. It is solemnity. It is, in fact, the patronal feast day of the United States of America. There is Rotida. Yeah, I know. It's like the cutscenes finish. This is a very important piece of theology that, well, yes, fully formulated in the 19th century and adopted as dogma, did actually exist as a thought and a devotion well before then. And the core idea of it is that in order for the incarnation to happen, for God to become fully human, there had to be a perfect vessel for him. And so Mary, we in the Catholic Church use the term prevenient grace to talk about the way that she was kept free from the stain of original sin. She is not glorified in her before the resurrection of Christ. She doesn't show that fullness, but she is kept free from sin in sort of an original state of humanity in order to be the new ark. And there's a lot of beauty in that, because it kind of shows the way that God planned this out very intentionally, and yet also it is done with human cooperation, that her consent is still absolutely essential. So, a beautiful moment of God and humanity acting as in one, like God had planned. It's beautiful. Also, when the title Immaculate Conception, in terms of apparition, is most closely tied to Lourdes, where Our Lady uses that title to describe herself. But the first time she actually started meeting with Bernadette, she actually spoke in Occitan, not French. Just a fun little fact. Thank you for the lurk. Good luck with lab work.
Here we go.
Yeah, come on. Oh, okay, that's what it wants me to do. No, attack the glowy weak spot. Oh my goodness, I could have finished that off in that cycle, but no, Sora had to be like, I don't know what I'm attacking. Panic! Turns out when you know what to do, it's a lot easier. There we go. That went a lot better this time.
Yeah! Faster! Yeah! Ha! Here we go! Yeah! Yeah!
Huh?
I like he still has his necklace.
What? This outfit? Hey, I know where I am. Huh? Whoa! What is that?
Wait, there was a treasure chest behind you.
Yeah! Ha! Oh!
Okay, and that is the perfect spot to take a commercial break. So we're going to take 3 minutes, so get a chance to get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, stretch your legs, do what you need to do, and we will be back in about 3-ish minutes, so don't go anywhere. And we are back. While I was on commercial break, I was checking out an email from my coworker. She's made sticker sheets of the meat morph in his vestments. They look awesome. Forgot we have a new Keyblade. What do you mean I have to go all the way back to the bottom? Where you going, Sora? You are unfairly mean to Tron Worlds. Mulan World is much worse. Yeah? I actually really like this world in this. I don't like it in 2 very much. It's pretty low on my tier list. But I like it here. Also good to see you, Gale. Hope you're doing well.
Whoa! Oh, man!
Identify. State your handle, program.
I, don't have any handles, but the name's Sora.
Verifying handle, Sora. Handle not found. Stray program recognized.
Hey! What?
Isolated
Again?
quarantine.
Whoa there! That is so unfriendly.
Run, short king. You could say that. You are a short king.
Hey! Hey! Yeah! 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 Ha! Heal! Yeah! Hey! Ha! Hey! Hey! Yeah! Ha! Hey! Yeah!
Comes up to the midsection. Yeah, it really does, actually. I mean, Sora's always been short. Like, Riku gets taller. But, and Sora gets, like, a little taller between 1 and 2, but...
Heal! Ha! Hey! Ha! Hey! Yeah! 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 Ha! Yeah!
No, that's okay. It's the Rizzler. I mean, Rinzler.
Tron. He's alive.
Again, I feel like there's plot happening, but I'm not privy to it.
Look at that boy's weapon. It's different.
But it's something you programmed, right, Dad?
Huh? No, Sam. No, I've never seen it.
Sora's baby.
What was that about?
Hey.
Huh?
That weapon. Can I see it?
Total stranger comes up to you. Can I check out your weapon?
Oh.
This is just incredible. What a program. The weapon and the wielder.
Program? Not me. This is called a Keyblade, and I'm Sora.
I'm Sam.
So this is like Tron's world, right?
You know Tron.
Yeah, I've met him and stuff.
Listen, that program you just fought was Tron.
What? That was Tron?
Tron used to be a good friend. Together, we created this place, the Grid. It was something, man. But then Clu staged a coup. I was exiled, and Tron wound up getting de-rezzed. Or so I thought. Clu made him into a new program called Rinzler.
The Rizzler?
That's the thing about programs. Mess with the code just a little, and their whole nature and memory can change.
But that's horrible. Most of this is over my head. But both Tron and this world do seem pretty different. Still, if that's really the Tron I know, we should change him back.
Bingo. And now you're up to speed.
Is Tron even in the new movie?
If we're lucky, Clu kept a backup of Tron's source code. He's a program, after all. He'd be methodical like that.
So, if we get Tron's source code back from Clu, we can put him back to normal, right?
That's the idea.
Great! Thanks, mister.
Where are you going?
I'm
Doesn't
going
even
after
know his
Clu.
name.
Do you even know where he is?
Nope, no idea.
What
Sora!
a strange user. You're nothing like Flynn or Sam. Come on, Sora. I'll show you the way.
Huh?
Cora, we have to keep moving.
Yeah. What are you gonna do if Rinzler attacks again?
If we're in a hurry, we have to take care of Rinzler first.
The two of us can handle him.
All right. Do what you can. Maybe you and Sora can help Tron.
Dad, no.
Relax, Sam. I have a feeling Sora is someone we can trust.
Sora is so full
Now,
of
you
hope,
and
and
me
that
need
is
to
a good
press
thing,
on.
but does need to temper
Okay.
his actions.
Cora, be careful.
You too. All right. It's you and me. You ready, Sora?
Yeah, except I
Yeah,
won't actually be
let's
teamed
do
up with
this,
you
Cora.
because I already have my dream
Clue
companions.
should be at the helm of his battleship, the Rectifier. We can get there with a solar sailor from the underground docks.
Opinion on Jordan almonds. You know, I don't think I've ever actually had a Jordan almond.
This. A Keyblade.
I don't think I have the thing. If I do have counter rush, which I need to put on. Market research is happening in the form of a poll. I hope chat is more than just market research for you. I think if an almond is growing on you, that's a problem. You're probably living too sedentary. I kind of want this defense boost. That sounds like it would be pretty useful. They're such fun colors. What if not was Jawbreaker? Well, that's a sentence I had to read with my own eyes.
Ha! Ha! Yeah! Hey! Yeah! 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 Ha! Hey! Ha! Yeah! Yeah! There! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! 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 Ha! Yeah! 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 Ha! Yeah! Yeah! Freeze! Fire! Yeah! Hey! Ha! 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 Yeah! 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 Yeah!
What? Baloney. Are those sentences you read with other people's eyes? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Hey! Ha! 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 Yeah! Ha! Yeah!
Wasn't that Jethro's song in Prince of Persia? Look at the world through another person's eyes.
Hey! Yeah! Yeah! Ha! Hey! Ha! Ha! Hey! Ha! Yeah! Hey! Ha! Hey! Ha! Yeah! Yeah! Freeze! Yeah! Fire! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ha, hey, ha. Yeah, 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 ha.
I can either conform. No, I'm pretty good at conforming.
Yeah, ha, ha. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Ha, yeah, ha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey.
Paul Atreides doesn't know what the Doom books do. Yeah. It's fair. Paul Atreides does a lot of things in the Doom books.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
Spice. Not even once. Have you talked to your children yet about spice?
Yeah. Go on. Yeah, ha, ha. Yeah, yeah, ha. Yeah.
Paul Atreides didn't talk to his children about spice. And see how that turned out.
Yeah, yeah, ha. Ha, yeah, ha. Oh, oh,
His
ha.
grandson? Is his grandson that becomes the Worm Emperor?
There.
Or is that just his son?
Hey, ha, ha. Yeah. Ha.
They were born with all his knowledge, so...
Yeah.
Son, I think it's time you got a job. Let me teach you about the economy. Dad, I know about the economy. I have all your memories. I know everything you know.
Yes.
Leto the Second. Yes, but where is Leto the Second in relation to Paul, I guess? It's his... Oh, it's his son. Okay, sorry. I just saw the second message. Yeah, he really didn't talk to his son about the dangers of spice, and see how that turned out.
Yeah.
To a thousand-ish year reign of a
Yeah.
worm-human hybrid
Yeah.
that ultimately resulted in water being returned to the planet? No. Yes, but then not? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. Imagine knowing everything your parents knew you were born, but also a rebellious teenager. I mean... Teenagers are going to be teenagers.
There. Hey.
Dad, you know that the thing that deep down you never told anyone that was possible because you weren't willing to do it?
Yeah. Hey.
So,
Ha.
become something so terrible?
Hey.
Guess what I'm doing next weekend?
Ha. Yeah. 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 Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Ha.
Thanks for the
Hey.
idea, Dad.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey. Hey. Ha. Back off. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I know my parents are right. I'm going to make the wrong choice anyway to learn my lesson. So long as you learned your lesson, I guess it all works out.
Oh. Yeah.
Of course, then there's the question, how well did that work out?
Go on. Yeah. 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 Ha ha. Here.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Freeze. Ha. Fine. Yeah. 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 Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Ha. Yeah. Ha.
Okay, now that we're done looting that, let's continue on our adventure.
Yeah, yeah, ha! Back off! Ha, yeah, yeah! Back off! Hey, ha, ha! Hey, yeah, yeah!
Oh, where am I?
Hey, yeah, ha! Yeah, yeah, ha! Yeah, ha! Freeze! Hey, yeah, ha! Yeah! Fine! Yeah, yeah, ha! Oh,
Okay, well, now that we've destroyed everything, let's figure out where we're supposed to go.
ha! Yeah, 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 ha! Yeah, ha! Oh, ha! Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Ha.
I don't see another way out. Oh, wait, now I do. I see.
Oh.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, back off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ha ha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I heard of Father Dave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Heal. Hey, yeah, ha. Hey, ha, yeah. Ha, yeah, ha, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, ha. Yeah, hey, yeah. Yeah, yeah, ha. Freeze. Yeah, yeah, ha. Ha. Fuck ha.
What if I hacked the thing?
Hey, ha, ha. Hey, hey, ha. Yeah.
No! Let me go! Let me go! Let me go!
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. 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 Ha. Back off. Hey. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Heal. Hey. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. 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 Ha.
Now the question is, which way do we... Hey! No!
Yeah.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Stop it!
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Ha.
I have a feeling this is the way I'm supposed to go, given that there's a shop right here. It's usually a good indication of direction.
You sure we'll find Tron's source code here?
Just start smashing the computer with your keyblade. I'm sure everything will work out fine.
It's not here. Maybe Clue has it with him. Sora, let's look elsewhere.
All right.
Also, this is implying that there's computers inside of this computer, which makes me ask the question, can they run Doom?
Wait, Cora. Let me talk to Rinsler. A little heart-to-heart might jog his memory.
He's a program, Sora. Programs don't have hearts.
The answer,
That's not
yes.
true.
Nice.
The Tron I remember, he had something.
But knowing my luck, it'll run
you
the
used to be
3DO
called
version.
Tron, right? Clue did something to you to mess with your memory. You're a little confused, but that's okay.
Yeah, Sora's
on,
confused all the time.
Remember, Tron?
They can have a crisis while running Doom?
I don't think Rinsler is quite the friend you remember.
Hey, Doom, run on a fleet 5. That's
He
crap.
just needs time. That's all.
How many virtual machines
Cora!
deep can you still run
Tron,
Doom, though?
Tron. Why?
That's what we do. Put the most precious memories in the back of our minds where they're safe. Or in your case, the most precious hearts?
Not you again!
The memory and heart are tightly linked.
VM2 Limbo.
Samus!
Rub a few memories together, and you get a spark of emotion, a feeling. But in a digital world, memory does not work like that. Nothing is ever felt. You can hold 1,000, 1,000,000 times the information, but there is still no heart with which to parse it. Once, my master Ansem found an old system and made a copy of its master control program, and used it to serve his own ends. This is the original data of that system. Here, data can be copied. Memory can be changed and easily manipulated. Tron is a digital entity, so why would he be any different? He obeys the rules of this world.
12 p.m. deep running Doom on a PDF file stream.
Me?
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be funny.
Memories, your data, and your dreams. The bits and bytes that have made up your life so far. Can you say for sure they are not just copies of someone else's?
Yes! My memories and feelings belong to me!
You had better check. Make certain the box's contents match what's on the label.
That's a terrible line.
Since you have been chosen.
Look, I know Kingdom Hearts is full of cheesy
Chosen
lines.
For what?
But that is like the cheesiest of them.
Dreams. But there you are mistaken. Data does not dream. Cannot dream.
It dreams of electric sheep.
Is real. You haven't the slightest idea where you are.
None of us know, dude.
That you have already wandered off the path.
What do you mean?
No, it's the game.
What in the world?
Combatant 13 versus Rinsler.
Greetings, Sora. I've been waiting.
Who are you?
Part 17 over
I am
Blade
Clue.
Runner.
So it was you. You're the guy who turned Tron into Rinsler.
Correct. I had to repurpose his code.
Well, unrepurpose it.
Yes. Under the right parameters, I might.
Huh?
If Clue made
have
the
a little item
Rinsler,
called a
does that make him a
Keyblade.
Costco guy?
It can open any lock, isn't that right? Hand it over, and I'll change Rinsler back into Tron.
The Keyblade? I can't. This is what lights the darkness. A chance to make everyone happy.
Ha! Flawed reasoning. I'll have to take it by force.
That makes about as much sense as the rest of the lore. Yeah.
Why can't I get through
Yeah.
to you?
Fight, Sora!
Hey, you're
Cora!
okay somehow.
You're okay! I can't believe it!
Yes, I think Tron heard you. Long enough for me to escape.
But this
You
isn't
can
even
do
the
it.
same Tron.
You
The
can
Tron
get
we met is a
through to him.
copy of this Tron.
Sora, you have to fight him.
But, Cora, how can I...
You have that key. It will bring him to his senses.
Smack someone with a key enough, it will bring them to their senses, I guess.
I'll try. Let's go, Tron.
They're really both copies without an original. Wait, but how does that?
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Oh, Dingo's fed kidneys. Ask the Laughing Man. Ask the who? I don't know who the Laughing Man is unless you're talking about the Joker. Ghost in the Shell reference. See, I've never gotten around to seeing it. I've seen like the beginning, like the opening sequence of the original, but that's about it. I really do need to get around to seeing at least the first one. Nope, get out of there, Sora. I like how this is like big dramatic fight. Also, I love the fact that the music just cut out. But and then my Dream Eaters are there. Oh no, forward and backward are reversed. Oh, I hate that. The first two Ghost in the Shell movies are cinema. I believe it. I know there's more than the two, and I don't know the quality of all of them, but I do know at least the first one is considered a classic, and that alone I should watch. Standalone Complex Season 1 is your favorite of all, which deals with the Laughing Man and copies without an original. That's the Standalone Complex. Ah. There's only so much media I can consume, though. And yep. Ah, the backwards. The backwardsness there is really tripping me up. Oh, we're having difficulties connecting right now. Welcome, Petonian viewers. Happy Solemnity, Peter. Thank you for the shout out there, Gale. Yeah, welcome. We are suffering to the Rinsler. I mean, Tron. Father Evan has a hard time connecting with people. Okay, first of all, the soul read is unappreciated. Hey, it's LEATC. Good to see you all. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Solemnity. I'm going to church after this because I meant to go this morning, and I set my alarm, and then that was time to go downstairs, and I just was like, I cannot get up. I'll go tonight at 6:30. The RAM is P-Tony, by the way. How is the rest of your stream? Did you beat something big in Sekiro? Yeah, the schedule change. Ah. I was wondering because I knew. Nope. I know you said it was going to be a short stream. You're normally at any time, so I guess, yeah, that's that. Hey, Crimsonite. Yes, happy Solemnity, the Immaculate Conception. Our Blessed Mother spoke to Bernadette at Lourdes in Occitan, by the way, not French. Nope. Jerk. Thankful Corruptions will go to 7 p.m. instead as well. Yeah. I mean, I technically... You know, being a priest and in a house like this, it's not hard to say mass, but it's fair to celebrate. Dang it! Occitan? Occitan. O-C-C-I-T-A-N. It is a language spoken in southern France, Monaco, and northern Italy. It is... it's actually used in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. The title song, Alicia, is sung in Occitan, as well as a couple other things. Just community can celebrate for special feast days. Some dudes will can celebrate, some guys won't. But we have that as an option, just in the house. You know, whenever there's parish mass, like if you want to celebrate, great. So it's not like a super formal like expectation everything, but you know. This is why I don't play Souls-likes. I don't have the patience for blocking fights. You should try playing as a dark character. He's really good. I know. Unfortunately, I need to defeat him to unlock him. How did I ever beat Yuzora then? I didn't. I have never even fought Yozora.
Fine. Ha. Back off. Back off. Yeah.
And you star, thank you for follow. Welcome to the channel. Dang it. Okay, I'll change out my loadout on this next try. Triggered! Hey, I hope. What would be triggering? It's just, it's a single note on a piano. I don't know what you're talking about. Did black nail polish manifest itself?
Good save. Hey.
I don't remember buying the spiked pant belt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's spreading. It's broken containment.
Freeze. Fine. Hey.
You have no idea how you know that so well? Because mimetic status.
Hey. Ha. Hey. Ha. Back off. Ha. Hey. Back off. Ha. Good save.
Oh, thanks. It healed me just before I hack. We can hack him. Hack the Rinsler. Black Hoodie needs to go. Black Hoodies are great. I can't put my hood up right now in the middle of this fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey. Fine. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Ha. Hey.
Okay, he's on his last health bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Get out of there. Emo stream. I was never an emo kid. I was more into ska and punk. And still am. Finally! Ska stream. Don't tempt me. The problem is the whole music thing on Twitch, and I'd love to do like a DJ thing, like share, but like you have to buy into the DJ program, and it's a whole thing. It's just... But we'll pick it up. Victoria hat, checkered shirt, Hawaiian shirt over it. I mean, I am wearing Vans. And I legitimately... Like, I don't want the Vans that are, like, all checkerboard, but, like, a little bit checkerboard on them. It's like, yes. Sup, weirdly photorealistic young Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Tron!
Am I a Less Than Jake fan? I enjoy Less Than Jake.
I'll deal with you later. I have to retrieve Rinsler.
Aquabats were the first band I saw live.
Tron is still in there.
You and that key have a special power.
So do you. Power to make me see it.
So, does that mean we're friends?
Of course.
Sora's friends with everyone.
What if my memories aren't my own? No.
No, Sora, we already went over the whole memory thing. That was another
Maybe we're
game.
walking the wrong path, but our hearts will lead us back to the truth.
Your daughter got to crowd surf on an inflatable pizza slice at a concert? Okay, first of all, that's awesome. Second of all, I didn't know you had a daughter. I mean, one of the things with Twitch chat is everyone's just kind of like amorphous and unknown, which is a fine thing. Anyway, let's go to Prankster's Paradise. But then, like, someone will be going, oh yeah, my daughter. I'm like, hey, you know, hmm? 150 balloons. That's so many balloons. How? I think he's popping them with his spiky hair. I think canonically that's what's happening right now. Understandable. I didn't know I have a daughter either. These things can happen.
Here we go. Back off.
His hair is made blades of grass.
Back off.
Well, what good is spiky protagonist anime hair if not to pop balloons?
Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Ha. Wow!
You know, I thought about buying a clown puppet at the Christmas fair.
That Pinocchio. He must have his poor father worried sick. Still, that little fella's some miracle. Imagine, Mr. Geppetto's wooden puppet brought to life by the Blue Fairy. She made his wish for a son come true because he's
Bolstering
given
kind?
so much
Like a hand
happiness to
puppet
others.
kind is what they had for sale.
Now Pinocchio needs me to guide him and be his conscience. So maybe one day he can be a real... Well, now, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Jiminy. First, you gotta go find Pinocchio.
Huh? Hey, Jiminy, what's up?
Who are you?
Who are you? You shouldn't be here, young man.
What? Are you okay, Jiminy?
Huh? You mean you've heard of me? Well, I'll be. The name Jiminy Cricket's already spread far and wide.
Really? You feeling all right? It's me, Sora.
Sora, you say? Gosh, I don't think I recognize you, but the name does have a familiar ring.
Oh yeah.
Memories.
In the sleeping worlds, real time does not flow. Unless one restores the world by waking it from its slumber, it will stay locked in a dream forever. Thus, you may encounter familiar faces, but they are just figments of the dream. In actuality, they are sound asleep, trapped within a world that is also sleeping. What's more, whilst someone may no longer dwell in the real version of a world, dreams may paint a fuller picture and restore what seems to be missing.
The real Jiminy Cricket wasn't trapped in this world, so maybe it's like the dream world's putting him back where he belongs.
What's that? I can't hear you.
Right. It's very nice to meet you, Jiminy.
Well, sure. The feeling's mutual, Sora.
Oh, yeah. So, how come you said I need to get out of here?
You can't fool me. You still think we know each other. And you've just about got me thinking it, too. But where was I? Oh, yes. This is a terrible place. Boys here are allowed to wreck things and loaf around and make jackamules of themselves. And poor lost Pinocchio. He wandered in here on my watch. That's right. That's where I must have heard your name, Sora. From my friend Pinocchio.
He knows me? But how?
That's not how time works.
Shame on you, Pinocchio. Playing hooky and goofing off in a place like this?
I'm sorry, Jiminy. I was going to school till I met somebody. Yeah, two big monsters with big green eyes.
Yeah, we never got to school when we were
you
playing
don't
Pinocchio
say.
last week, did we?
And then what happened?
They tied me in a big sack. Oh,
Sounds like you were horsing around.
but I snuck off when they weren't looking. My nose! What's happened?
There. You see where those tall tales will get you?
But it's all true. Even the fella in the black clothes who said to play a trick on Sora.
What? Now who was he? I've had just about enough of your fibbing. Hold on. I guess that part was true. Tell me, Pinocchio, did that man in black say anything else to you?
He sure didn't.
Well, good.
Hey, look at that.
That star again. The Blue Fairy.
Why, Pinocchio? What has happened to your nose?
Oh,
Perhaps you haven't been telling the truth, Pinocchio. Sir Jiminy?
Well, you see, Your Honor, Miss Fairy.
Oh, please help me. I'm awful sorry.
You see, Pinocchio, a lie keeps growing and growing until it's as plain as the nose on your face.
I'll never lie again. Honest, I won't.
I'll forgive you this once. But remember, a boy who won't be good might just as well be made of wood.
We'll be good, won't we?
Very well. But this is the last time I can help you.
Any good Christmas result for two? Ooh, I hadn't thought of that.
That guy again.
Forget him. If I don't find Pinocchio, he'll turn into a donkey like the rest of the boys.
Right. Then let me help you find him, Jiminy.
Really? I'd be grateful. But how in the world do you know Pinocchio?
Oh,
Yes, Pinocchio.
Distraction.
All aboard, Jiminy.
Take it away.
Yeah, Christmas brews. I mean, I don't really drink beer anymore, but I wonder if there's some good NA ones. I bet there are. I should keep an eye out for those. Sadly, my NA store that I really liked, they closed their physical locations. And do I think Pinocchio can be baptized? I think once he becomes human.
Yeah, ha, 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 yeah, yeah.
He certainly has all the outward markings
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah.
of having a soul, that's for sure.
Hey, yeah, yeah. Freeze. Yeah. Hey, yeah, ha. Hey, ha, ha.
Try NA Guinness. Oh, it's good. I actually like it. It's very different because of how they make it. It tastes the same, but its texture is like completely different. It's more like its texture is more like water. It's really weird. The first time you drink it, you're like, "What is going on?" So it's certainly not the same, but it's, as far as NA stuff, NA beers go, it's actually pretty good. And it's a true 0-0, meaning that it has no alcoholic content. It's, instead of a lot of NA beers will have like
There you are.
0.5.
Pinocchio, it's not safe for you here. Listen to Jiminy and go back to... Oh, my!
Like a sugarless Yoo-Hoo and coffee, but Guinness. You know, that's the,
Only one way to solve
that's
this
a
problem.
frighteningly accurate way to put it, yeah.
Here. Yeah, yeah. Ha, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, ha.
Well, non-alcoholic can have up to 0.5% and still count, and a lot of NA beers do, and NA wines. It depends on how they produce them, because a lot, they'll make it the normal way, and then they'll extract the alcohol in some format. But the way Guinness Zero is made, it's true, completely NA.
Yeah, yeah, ha.
Yeah, give it a try. I mean, worst case scenario, you go, not for me.
Yeah, ha. Yeah, ha, yeah. Hey, ha, ha.
Yeah, and the whole concept of NA and can it have alcohol, it gets weird. But there are some things like Seedlip is my go-to spirit, and it's pure, no alcohol.
Those Dream Eaters were pretending to be Pinocchio. So, then where's the real Pinocchio?
Sora! Up there! Look at the top of that tower!
That's not him
You're right.
either. Look at the clothing.
Come on, Jiminy.
Yeah, with stouts and porters, it can be tricky, but I guess it depends on how you make it.
Yeah. 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 Hey, yeah. Ha,
Frog
hey,
Knights!
yeah.
It's a Chrono Trigger reference.
Ha, yeah.
It's not actually, but I just like to think it is.
Hey, yeah, ha. Yeah. Back off. Yeah, hey, ha. Ha,
And like, I'm happy the NA world has expanded so much and has so many good options. Because there was a time when, yeah, it was rough. And there are still some things in the market where, you know, so, it doesn't quite do it, but.
Back off. Hey. Yeah. Hey.
I don't know why we're going up the Ferris wheel. There's nothing up here.
Yeah.
Think you're up to beating Glenn? Oh no.
Gee, Pinocchio, how'd you manage to get up here?
Come on, let's go home.
How could you not tell that wasn't him?
Another imposter.
Like, at least the other Pinocchio you saw had the right color of
There.
clothing.
See him walking?
Well, sure, if that's really him.
Don't give up, Jiminy.
Wow, Jiminy gets
Come
it
on,
quickly.
let's go.
Fooled twice? Ah, that's it. I'm done. Goodbye, Ram. Sorry, Sora. You're possessed dolls in another castle. I really should do one of those portals one of these days, but you know what?
Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. 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 Ha. Ha. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Freeze. Fine. Ha.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Oh. Back off. Yeah. Ha. Hey. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Hey. Ha. Hey. Ha. Yeah. Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of low ace stuff was uniform. Like, O'Doul's was like the beer. It was like the most generic.
Back off.
Yeah, it's beer kind of beer.
Ha. Hey. Ha. Yeah. 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 Ha. Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Just here. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. 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 Hey. Yeah. Ha.
Rude! Rude!
Yeah. Hey. Ha. Here. Hey. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Hey.
Perfect time to drop. Drop accelerator for sure. Let's do an affinity gain level 2 and a defense gain because Riku is squishy. Only beer you have at home is made by Trappist. Well, at least you have good beer at home. Speaking of monks and things, I found out Abbot Wolf died last year. I hadn't realized that. He's a cool dude. What did I miss? We did stuff as Sora. In Prankster's Paradise. We spent most of our lives living in a Prankster's Paradise. We also beat up the Rizzler. I choose to believe you were telling me the truth. I mean, to be fair, the character's name is Rinzler, so to say Rizzler isn't that far off, if verbally.
Sam, go! Oh.
I like the use of flow motion in the cutscene. That's a nice touch.
What are you doing here?
To the flight deck.
But Clue will be here any minute. We'll never make it.
Don't worry. Riku's here to help.
What's a Riku? I thought we were free from Tron. We're free from Tron in Sora's world. We still have to beat it in Riku's world. Riku's a Sora that's not Sora. But sometimes he's also a Xehanort. Riku, you're going the wrong way. I don't want you to stop that. Okay, well, we just got to level up, so that's good enough. Ow, ow, ow. Stop it. No, well. With Thundara, do I have Zero for Cure? I guess also they can share the same ability because like Sora has Cure equipped, but I literally never knew that. I always thought they had to have their own. I got a link with Spirit a couple of times. Sneck, give us Fire Boost, and ooh, Attack Haste. Well, let's find out what the mystery prize is. It's a whole nother set of options. That was less exciting than I wanted, but that's okay. And that is where we're going to call it for the day. Right on the cliffhanger before another boss. Riku just gets all the cliffhanger before bosses, but I got like 10 minutes left, and just given how many cutscenes there are, that's kind of pushing it, and I do have to get ready to go to church, so we will just call it there for the day. So thank you so much for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Excuse me. It's been good to be with you all today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Join us again tomorrow, where we're going to be starting Ominous Horizons, A Paladin's Calling, a sequel to Catechumen. Wednesday, Minecraft, working on the Cobblemon server now. I have some ideas for my gym, and I want to kind of start building and planning some things out. Thursday is more Humongous Entertainment, probably some putt-putt. So that'll be fun. But anyway, yeah, thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, all that good jazz. No bonus streams this week, no nothing special. Although we're at 562 on the channel. I gotta start thinking about what to do with the 600 follower mark. So if you have ideas, drop them in the Discord. Also, if you have emote ideas, drop them in the Discord, because we got a bunch of slots. So we got some options. But yeah, anyway, I think that's everything. So thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, all that good jazz. Thank you for checking out the YouTube and the Discord, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And let's see who's live that we can raid into. Can you run Doom in an emote? Given enough animated emotes, yes? Maybe? I'm going to send you on over to a friend I made at ReachCon. His name's Saren. He's a cool dude. He's playing... It's a game I've not heard of, Rivals of Aether 2. Yeah, an emote for waiting is a great idea, but I don't know... But like, what's eating the popcorn, I guess, is the question. Like one of the meat morphs? Like, I'm not an animator, so I can't really do quite that level. Anyway, Saren's a cool dude. Got to play D&D with him. He's playing a Super Smash Brothers like called Rivals of Aether 2. I've not heard of it, but it looks cool. Raid call is Father Raid. put it in chat that you can copy. If you're a follower, you can copy that, and the emote should work too. Or use any of the Meet Morps, because you have access to them all as followers now. So, yeah, so go give Saren some love. And again, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and God bless.